Hi everyone, this is Brandon with SEO Organico, and today I'm going to show you how to change your location using Google's Chrome DevTools and changing your location in Google search. I have previously put out a tutorial on how to do that on YouTube, and I had done it back in 2019, and Google has since changed the process a little bit, mostly just requiring you to add a locale information and language code information. So I'm going to show you how to do this using the new process that Google has added for DevTools. So to get started, I just want to briefly describe why you would want to do this. So you may want to do this to see what the local search results are in Google for another city that you're not in, and maybe you'll do that for marketing reasons or SEO reasons, or you could just be doing it for general search reasons to get more accurate results. But this process will allow you to ideally pick any place on Earth using coordinates and to see what the local search results would be there. And it really doesn't do anything. This process doesn't do anything other than that. So to get started, you need to have Chrome installed, and once you have that started, you're pretty much ready to go. We're going to be using Chrome DevTools, which is built in for free. So let's get started. So the first step in this process is you're going to want to modify Google DevTools to set up an environment very quickly to change your location. So you just first go up to the menu, and then you go to More Tools, and then Developer Tools, and then from there a window will pop up, and it should be blank. So go up to the menu here, the little three-dot menu, and then click Show Console Drawer, and it should pop up actually just like this. I already had it open, so it looked a little different, but it should just look like this when it pops open. And then you'll want to go down to the little menu here and click on Sensors. This will show you the geolocation override settings in DevTools, which is what we want to mess with. You don't want to mess with anything below here, just the location box here. And the first step here is you want to add a city to change your location to. So for this example, we're going to be trying to see what the local search results in Tucson, Arizona are for barbecue restaurants. I live in Phoenix, Arizona, so there's a bit of separation there. So let's get started with that example. The first step here is to click the manage button. If you click on the drop down menu, there are some preset cities that you can change your location to so you can see the search results for, but you're going to want to probably have your own custom city. So this process will show you how to do that. So click the manage button, and then from here you're going to want to click add location, and then you're going to have to type in the location name. So for this example, I'm going to type in Tucson so I know what it is. And then to get the latitude and the longitude, there's any number of ways you could do that online. You could just Google a city's coordinates, but an easy way to do that using Google Maps is to just go open up Google Maps, and then I'm hovering over Tucson downtown right now. So if I just want to get the coordinates for downtown Tucson, in this example, I would just right click, and then the coordinates are right there already. So you just click on it, and then it copies it to the clipboard, and I'll just save it to the clipboard. And so there's an airplane going by right now, so I apologize if you could hear that. So just copy it to a clipboard or a document real quick, because you're going to need it pretty soon, and then go back to DevTools, the window that you have DevTools open in, and then you're going to want to copy the latitude first, and then you're going to want to copy the longitude. And be careful, sometimes depending on where you live, there may be a negative for one of these. So just make sure if that's correct. And if this process isn't working, that might be one good reason why. I've definitely heard some people on the previous YouTube tutorial, like kind of make note of that. So get that in there and make sure you've copied it correctly. Sometimes that can mess up things too if you've pasted it in wrong. And then the next field here is you're gonna want to type in your time zone ID. And so usually like in my previous tutorial, I did include links to look this up for where you are, but if you're in America, the United States, there are already some examples here that you can use. So if you're on the West Coast, you would want to use US/Pacific. And if you're on the East Coast, you would want to look them up. And I will include a link in the description of this tutorial for seeing all of the time zone IDs, so you can look them up there. But so let's actually open that up real quick so you guys can get an idea of what that looks like. Okay, so I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, so that's going to be US Mountain. But you may be somewhere else and you would want to choose another one. So let's pop that in. And then for the locale, this is like the language code information. So we're in the United States. I mean, I am, but I know a lot of people watching this will be, so you're going to want to choose that. So this is the English US one, but if you're not in the United States, I'm gonna include a link to for you to see all the language codes that you might need to use, and it's gonna be a link to this webpage from science.co.il, and you're gonna want to be looking in the LCID string column, and you should be able to find your language code here. So once you have that information all added, just make sure it's correct, then hit add. And then you're going to want to click the X button up here, and then it should be added now. You should see it at the bottom of this list. So I'm just going to hit Tucson, and it should populate everything. So now we're going to want to do a search in the same window. So let's do that. My query is going to be barbecue restaurants in Tucson. So I'm just gonna slide this window over so we get a little bit more room. And so this looks like a local result, but like it hasn't switched over yet, and it still results as if I was searching from Phoenix for Tucson. And the way to know if that's the case is that you look for your city down here, and I'm currently in Phoenix, Arizona, so this is what it should be to get started, but we want to switch our location to Tucson, Arizona. So to do that, you're going to want to use precise location. And if you're allowing Google to see your location, this should pop up when you do that, and you're going to want to click allow. And if it doesn't show up, then you probably have in your privacy settings, you're blocking Google from seeing your location. So you're going to want to go into your your privacy settings and allow Google to see your location. So you're going to want to click allow, and that has changed our location to downtown Tucson, Arizona, which is what I selected on Google Maps. So now the last step here is we're going to just want to refresh our window. And so we got the results that we were looking for. It's local. And if we scroll down to the bottom, our location is still downtown Tucson, Arizona. So this is all the steps. And so just as an FYI, you want to stay in the same window. You don't want to go into a different one. Sometimes it will work if you do that, but sometimes not. So just keep that in mind. And about Google DevTools, like if you close out of the DevTools like this, and you go to another window, it's going to probably stop working. But I'm just going to show you what that looks like real quick, so nobody gets super confused. So let's just type it in again and see what happens. All right. Oh, oops. Okay. So it's still there. So sometimes you have to just close out of Chrome and then it'll go back to your location. So sometimes it can sort of stick around. But if you want to start this process all over again, you have to go back into Chrome DevTools and go to More Tools and then Developer Tools, and the window should pop up. And I think by default the sensors window should show up, so you should be good there. You don't have to redo everything every time. But if it doesn't show up, then you have to go through those first initial steps again. So if anybody has any questions about this process, please let me know in the comments. I will try to answer all of the unique questions and go from there. And if anybody has any other ideas for tutorials, please leave those comments in the comment section, and I will leave all of the links to all of the pages for the language codes and the time zone IDs in the description, so you can easily access that. And thank you for watching.